get one bathroom discussion
Per episode?
every 4 episodes.
Okay, well,
This is it. So do you want to use it on this?
I feel like you need to talk less about push then.
One time.
We are
Hypotheticals.
How much do you love conversing?
Conversing is the best. It's the fanciest way to talk.
And welcome back to Hypotheticals. How have you been?
You know, I've been good. I'm just excited about the word conversing. It just adds like an elevated feel to it.
I have never actually really said conversing in a conversation until now.
You can say that you're conversing with someone, but would you ever say to someone, would you like to converse? I don't
No.
think that you would, right?
You'd say like discuss.
Discuss. But you could still say I am conversing, but you wouldn't say I am discussing with someone. Anyway, very off topic.
I would, but not to their face. It would be...
I'm discussing it with something.
Yes.
But you need another word in there. I know that's not the topic at all
You've
today.
really started on a serious note for our first episode back in a month.
English. Is it been a month?
It's been a month.
I know that. That is my fault.
So we're back. And you know what? We've taken time to rethink how we can elevate this podcast. And when I say elevate, maybe not.
It could go either way. And if we're talking about elevating, let's just say if we were like at ankle height before, we're now coming mid-shins.
Oh, we're talking big moves.
Ankle to mid-shin.
And I found my segue.
Oh.
Talking about shins, don't you hate it when a soccer ball just hits you in the shins?
Oh my gosh. No. I mean, yes.
Happy World Cup!
That's the bit I needed because you had told me before, but I still didn't get what that link was.
Happy Women's World Cup!
You know what? I am actually loving, like, they were showing some of the stats and stuff of how many people have tuned in tuned in for that. It's pretty amazing. I mean,
It is
it's
pretty
a loose
amazing.
segue though.
And I haven't watched a game.
That's not the point.
No.
Go women's soccer.
Celebrating football.
All right. So what does that lead us to for today?
So we're going to start theming things. And I guess I will talk a little bit about the format now because we're going to break it down into segments. And it's going to be a bit of an eclectic mix. We're going to talk about some clickbait. We're going to predict what that clickbait is.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we're going to go into some personal experiences so you get to know us and our, quirky personalities.
And some questions that come off the back of that from what we see and
Yes.
observe. Yep.
And then we're going to go for a completely random hypothetical. But I think you'll find that most of them have some sort of ties together.
And even if they don't, you are going to try real hard to link them together.
Well, I managed to do it with shins at football. And now what the topic is for today,
let's hear it.
fitness. Not really, in the most bizarre sense.
All right, clickbait me up.
Clickbait. So the headline is Mortified woman can never go back to gym after epic fail with naked woman in changing rooms.
Ooh.
So what we're going to do is we are going to hypothesize as to what this epic fail was with the naked woman.
So the other woman was naked.
Yes, the woman that is embarrassed and will never go back to the gym was not naked.
Well, or she could have been naked, but they didn't imply double naked.
No, they're implying two women.
Yeah, 2 women separate. Can I just, I know we are hypothesizing, but can I just segue slightly to my own embarrassing? And I'm thinking that maybe this could be something like this. This is going to lead me to my hypothesis. So in Japan, I've told you this story before, but in Japan they have onsens, which is like hot springs. And you need to go into them naked. And so what you need to do first is there's a room beforehand where you go in, you have to obviously be naked and you have to wash yourself down.
Sorry, I'm just remembering
Yeah,
this
I can
story.
watch her face and so you have to go in there and you have to wash yourself down. And this one, I've never nakeded up in public before, which is surprising given who I am. I know, but I have not. Noted up, I was like, all right, walked into the onsen and they have these tiny chairs, like chairs that are maybe 30 centimetres high. You sit on these tiny stools and there's one of those hand shower things. And I was like, got it, no problem. Hand showering myself, not a problem, all good. Tried to turn the water off, couldn't turn it off. All the other showers that weren't being used were turned off. I'm like, I've got to be able to turn this off. You can't just leave it. Didn't know what to do. Looking around, I'm assuming somewhat wildly, this lovely Japanese lady walked up to me, butt naked, and bent over to help me turn my shower tap off, which means two things happened. One, I was given, at the level I was sitting on my tiny stool, quite the eyeful of bush. And I mean, quite close. And also, her boobs were almost sitting like on top of my head as she bent to do the tap. It was a lot. It was my first foray into my nakedness. And I'm wondering, off the back of that, if I predict, is if a lady was in the change room, and you know how sometimes like people, like I usually think of men in those shows, but they put their foot up and they're like drying themselves. And this lady, the mortified woman, if she walked in and tripped and got her face caught in the lady's vagina, that was naked drying herself. That's my prediction.
Okay. I was thinking like in Elaine in Seinfeld when she falls into, they're predicting whether that woman's breasts were fake or not, and she ends up falling into them, and then she's like, oh, now I'm not so sure. I think they might be real. But Bush is the next level
Bush
up.
is the next level. And I'm picturing
And that's
like
epic.
That is epic, and you would be mortified. And my question is, if you've fallen face first into someone's groin and they're still drying themselves, you're grabbing their thighs and butt to try and pull yourself out, right? I feel like you're just like digging in there a lot like in a kitten. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like the more you try and get out, the more you're burrowing in.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a burrowing situation.
I feel like, think about it, like trying to pull yourself out. And like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm picturing.
Okay, just
that would make me
nestling in for the day.
Me mortified. It would make you mortified.
See, sometimes I think you think it's so epic because, you know, when, I don't know, I go back to my childhood, right? And some of the things I remember is like going up to the wrong person and calling them mum.
Oh, yeah.
And I still have dreams about that. So sometimes they're not as bad as burying your head in a bush.
That's true.
And but they're
that,
tiny.
You're correct. You know the mum thing happens all the time as a teacher? Kids all the time, like mum, and then they go, oh.
I don't know how we've gone from bush to mum.
Sorry, that was you.
I know,
Can I make my other suggestion
Yes.
about clickbait? Okay, I'm thinking one of two things. I'm thinking somebody was distracted, maybe on their phone. They were going in and they went to go into the shower, and then, although then you wouldn't be naked for that, but maybe got into the shower cubicle, shut the door, turned around, naked person already showering.
Yeah.
Or, this one's a little bit more strange, they were going into the toilet, walked in not looking somehow, not sure how you'd back into the toilet, sat down on a naked person, the person was naked on the toilet, which isn't as likely. But I'm thinking maybe shower, locked door, turn around, fall in bush.
Fall in bush. I'm going to go for something probably a little bit more disgusting, which is generally where I go, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
you're not. I can see your face. You're not sorry.
I'm thinking they've had a blowout.
Oh, I mean, do you need to? I'm going to start. You know what else I'd like to use the new podcast format? You get one bathroom discussion
per episode?
per every 4 episodes.
Okay, well.
This is it. So do you want to use it on this?
I feel like you need to talk less about bush then.
One time. I've talked one time about bush.
I'm just saying there's been a blowout, right? Mm-hmm. Blowout in the toilet, the gym toilet. And then what you've done is gone, oh shit, like it's seeped through. Like, what am I going to do? But you're carrying your poo-ridden underwear through to the change rooms to get your change of clothes. You've dropped it. You've gone ass up on your own shit. And you're in like a little shit fest.
Okay, but where's the other person come in? The mortified person has done that. Where's the naked person?
Oh, yeah. Maybe you're naked. Maybe you're the naked person.
But there's 2 people. You know what? I'm real happy about this because you've just wasted your one time you can talk about toilet humour and it didn't even pan out.
I'm going to make it work. So.
All right, make it work.
Maybe the naked person, okay, rather than you've carried your shit-ridden undies out, you've dropped them. You've dropped them and you're going, oh, my God, I've got to get them quickly. woman's come out of the shower, slipped on them. She's just bathed. She's just been fully clean. Now she's covered in shit. A little bit of shit.
Okay, that is a prediction. That's gross.
I know that's gross, but
All right.
that's what's happened.
Lock in which one you think. I'm going head first in bush of a lady drying herself in the change room.
I'm going to go shit fest.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
All right,
let's
what's
find
the story?
out. Okay, so essentially what has happened is there was a naked woman in the change room. Mm-hmm. She was busy. She came out of the change room naked, as people do in gyms. I personally don't do it. Get a little bit of a shock when people do it, but each to their own. Mm-hmm. Embrace your nudity, that's fine. But what's happened is this other woman's been carrying a lot of stuff, and in it she had her phone tucked under her arm, but with the light on shining in this naked woman and recording her at the same time. So she's essentially filmed.
A
not
woman
meaning,
without permission. Whoa.
Yeah. So she didn't mean to. She was just carrying a lot of stuff, accidentally recording with the light on. So the woman's like, why is this light on? Noticed she was recording. So.
Wow, that's not at all where I thought that was going.
No, that is illegal.
And with that, let's move to our second segment.
Yes. Second segment. So it links to the gym. Mm-hmm. So I messaged Karen. It was last night, actually. It was last night. I messaged a couple of people because I was a little bit flabbergasted by the situation.
Great word.
So I was cooling down on the treadmill after my class, and I look over to the front counter because I'm kind of working out my exit plan. And when I look over there, I'm shocked to see, I want to say half naked, but it was a man in his underwear, and an elderly man in his underwear weighing himself. Now, I want to say I was not in the men's change rooms. I was in the public space. The weighing machine is right next to the front counter, also next to the vending machine. And there I see this old man, hairy back, weighing himself. And then I was like...
What sort of underwear was he wearing?
He was not wearing tighty whities.
That's what I was assuming.
No, he was wearing like little boy leg ones.
Okay.
Which I then also had to take a double take to think, like, what age is that okay at? You know?
I think just embrace that. Why not? Like, if that's what you find comfortable. It's unusual to see it on an older guy.
No, but I took a double take to see the age of the gentleman because I saw someone with their naked, like detracted my eyes because I was staring, and then went back to go, oh no, it's an old man. Okay,
it's an old man. Okay, yeah, fair.
And I don't know why, for me, that made it easier. And when I say easier, obviously, I was uncomfortable enough to message a lot of people about it.
So weird that you're doing it in the front area near the front desk next to a vending machine and you're just stripping down to your underwear.
Exactly. So I kind of want to go through what is going through that man's mind, but also if, you know, when you get older, you suddenly start to care less.
Yeah.
So what do we predict is some things we may not care about when we may get to the age of 70? I'm not going to say I'm going to be walking around in my underwear at the gym, but who knows?
I guess my question about that, my first thing I want to know is, were his clothes next to him on the floor?
Yes. So again, you've got to remember, I quickly looked away, looked again for a double take, looked away. And then the third time I looked, I'm obviously very intrigued by this man. I looked over, and it's kind of like, I remember back in maybe my netball days, again, mind you, I was wearing a skirt. I would then put trackies over everything, and I'd just pull them up over my skirt. He kind of obviously had loose enough trackies or shorts. He had shorts that he just chucked it over, and he looked like he'd just zipped up a zip-up jacket.
I mean, I know you're weighing yourself, and I guess if that's the only place the thing is, but you've walked over in your clothes, taken it off, gone, yeah, I'm just in my underwear, and put it back on.
But maybe
so weird.
Also, you know, I'm thinking that he's doing it because he just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
But is he doing it? Because when I weigh myself at home, not that I've done that for a very long time, I do not wear a single thing because everything adds weight.
Oh, yeah. Like this scarf is very light, but I'm taking it off. Like I don't want that extra, whatever it is.
So maybe
I
get
get why he's doing it. It's weird to just be like, this is so important to me, this extra 200 grams, that in the front counter next to a vending machine, I'm just going to be standing in my underwear. To be honest, it's probably the fault of the gym. Why is there a scale at the front desk next to a vending machine? Is it next to the vending machine so you're going like, hey, fatty?
Don't have that protein shake. No, I think it and let's be clear, the vending machine has only healthy options in it.
Oh, I was picturing like one with
it's
like,
a gym. It can't have, hey, have a bloody chocolate bar after you exercise. No, it's all got healthy stuff in. It's a vending machine with healthy stuff in it.
Okay, all right. But so you're wanting to know when you get older, what things do you just not give a damn about? Because honestly, that's what it has to be with him.
But what would you not want to give a damn about? Like if you could pick anything to not give a damn about, what would you pick?
Oh, that is a very good question. Because my first thought went to like, man, I'm just going to let all my chin hairs grow out. But actually, I want to give a damn about that. I don't want to be the old lady with a beard.
So think about something you don't want to give a damn about.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But it does become a bit of a thing.
It does. Like, so so then I guess I'm trying to think about what stereotypical older people do. I guess they just seem to yell and shout at whomever they want to do.
But would you want to be that person?
No, I don't.
See, this is the thing. I think there's always sometimes like when you get older, you see like kind of polar opposites again. So you see either like the one that's like the most sweetest, and then you get the really grumpy.
I know what I want to do. I want to be the old person who like, when I see someone who looks interesting, I already kind of somewhat do this with the dogs. But if I see like someone who's got a cool dog, or if I got someone who kind of looks interesting, and I'm just doing nothing that day, I just want to walk up and sit down and have a coffee with them.
Oh, you want to have a little chin wag?
Yeah, I want to be that kind of person who sits down and be like, I'm just going to start the conversation with this person in their 20s because they've got a real cool bag and I want to chat to them. And I guess, you don't do that now because it's super weird and uncomfortable. But when I'm 70, I want to have a chat with that person. I want to have a chat. I want to keep my finger on the pulse about what's going on with the young'uns.
Oh, wow. You never sounded cooler.
No, I really felt incredibly cool about that. So I think that's maybe what I want to. I would love to be the person who could get away with stealing something little that I wanted.
Oh, yeah. Little petty theft.
Something like that.
Something criminal like. Because this is the thing.
Stick a lipstick in my bag. I paid for lipsticks for 70 years, so I want to just still put one in my bag and steal it and be okay with it.
See, I think I don't mind. I like kind of the petty theft.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Kind of line you're going with, but I think I would just steal ridiculous things that don't even matter. Or maybe I would, kind of guilt people into giving things to me. Like whether you're at a restaurant or if you're at a thing like, she's old, she doesn't know what she's going on about. I'm very sane of mind, but just let her go. Like, let her go.
I know, but do you want to be the person that then they feel sorry for, even though they're not feeling sorry for you?
I don't give a shit about it. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. You're okay to not care. Yeah, because you're getting free stuff.
Yeah. The other thing was I just really would love to not care if I've spilt something on me and just rock like going, I've got spaghetti stains on me.
See, I don't want to be the person. It's the same as my chin hair. I think I'm leaning towards petty theft.
I think I'm leaning towards petty theft too.
Yeah. Just like something small. Like, I want a peach, so I'm just gonna take that peach.
Maybe petty theft or a little bit of destruction.
Oh, yes. I was just thinking this has got a lot of graffiti here in this room. Maybe just a smidge of graffiti.
A little tag.
Just a little tag.
Or maybe
it's a bit of crime.
Maybe a little bit of crime.
Just a little bit of crime.
Or like even
I don't want to hold someone up like that.
Like people harsh. Like stealing someone's like little change. Like
where from their pocket.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I don't know how you do that because money's not really a thing anymore, is it?
I think I'd want to target. Now I'm going to Robin Hood it, right? Like I'm thinking taking from the big conglomerates or the big businesses. Like
I want to. You know what I want to do? Steal a kid's ice cream.
Oh my gosh!
I just want to steal it.
That is okay, but surely that kid's been a real jerk beforehand.
Oh yeah. Like I'm not going to take it.
So the kid that's like, this isn't the ice cream. Oh, see, that would be amazing. You know how you see the kids whinging like, Mum, this isn't the ice cream that I wanted. It'd be like, all right,
hey, you little shit.
my ice cream then.
Yeah, I want to steal an ice cream.
I kind of like that for you.
I really want to do it because no
Yeah.
one will suspect me either.
No. Well,
And,
No.
I'm small now. Imagine how small I'd
Oh.
be as a old
you're
person.
going to be so teeny tiny.
I know. My decaying body.
So teeny tiny. Okay, so I'm looking petty theft. I just want to steal some stuff occasionally,
Yeah.
or a small life of crime.
Yeah, I'm going petty theft, but just off of children that I really don't like.
That's amazing. All right. Okay. So let's go to our old school hypothetical situation.
Okay, we're back to fitness. We're back to the
Okay,
women's
okay.
cup. No, we're not.
We're back to fitness. We've seen nude peoples in gyms, and we've seen old men weighing themselves, and you're stealing ice creams and running away at your 70-year-old pace.
So maybe, actually, could lead into the next
lead
one.
into it?
Yes, I feel like it could now. I've come up with another sport. So the question is, in a parallel universe, what would be the most ridiculous Olympic sport that have spectators in hysterics? Now, I love this question.
In hysterics.
Well, in his entertained, laughing. What would be pretty entertaining?
Could it even be? Can we just paraphrase that? It either has, but or just the fact that it's entertaining enough that people want to watch it.
Oh yes, definitely.
Hysterics to me changes the dynamic
Okay,
completely.
sure.
Could it be either?
Yes, that's
okay.
fine. So lately, I've been watching so many TikToks or Instagram reels, whatever, wherever I've been binge watching this ridiculous event where it's I never had one as a child, but it's like the horse head with the stick, and they're doing dressage and jumps, and these people can jump high. But my mum sent me one and was like, maybe you should consider this as a sport. I'm like, Mum, I can't even jump.
To make it clear for those who don't know, they're using this stick horse with the horse head to pretend that they're riding a horse. They're wearing a full proper outfit like they normally do on horses, and they're running around a jumps course doing the jumps themselves, but pretending they're on their stick horse.
I really vote that as number one to be a new Olympic sport because it is hilarious.
I would absolutely watch it.
I would vote that in big time.
Because I've also had it come up on some of my reels, and they're so serious about it too.
Which makes it even more entertaining, to be honest.
Amazing. I think that's a great outcome. My initial thought just segued back the other way for a second because I went, if this had already previously happened and we were in a parallel universe and someone has given us an Olympic sport to watch, you know the one they would have done? Curling.
Oh.
That's absolutely taking the piss. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's if we.
I've got to offend some curlers out there, but
I mean, it's entertaining to watch those, so it's ticked the box. But if there's another parallel universe, they've sent us curling. That's what they've already done. You know what I mean? So I am kind of thinking a little bit of an off-key sort of one. I would love to see. I was about to say university. That's not what I'm looking for. Olympic level games of marbles.
Oh, that gets competitive.
Yes. So, and you've got, like the old school, and I'd want almost like you used to have at primary school. I remember our primary school had this big, there was dirt fields and little mounds and stuff everywhere. So there was nooks and crannies, and you had your big, your big steelies and your cat's eyes and stuff, and you had to sort of, once you flicked them and you get to collect them, right? So you've got, or there's also the other one where you've got the circle and you've got to get yours to flick the marbles out, and all the marbles that you get out of the circle you get to keep. There's variations of it. But I would love to see some Olympic level marbling. I think that'd be fun.
And it would be dangerous. I think there'll be some loss of eyes.
Well, if they've got powerful flicking,
yeah,
they totally potentially could, right?
We need to think of PPE.
I'd love to see that.
Given we've been talking a lot about nudity and fitness, I'm thinking maybe there's a nudity element, not to marbles. Well, they could be, depending on what balls you're playing with. But I'm thinking something nude-wise. Like, we never
have a... And, well, originally, the original wasn't it like originally back when it was first done? The Olympics, I'm pretty sure... Quote me on this, but don't. But do. Quote me, but don't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Olympics were done nude.
Were they?
Yeah, like the first ones back in like Athens in the blah, blah,
Let's
blah,
bring
blah,
that
blah.
back. Bring that back for entertainment value. Because...
what sport do you want to see nude though?
Well...
I want to see...
power walking. Because that strut...
Side to side to side to
and
side.
I Oh my God, I'm going to a lot of random shit I've been watching lately. But there is this like trekking show where they're basically thrown into the wilderness for a couple of days with a total stranger naked.
Oh, yeah.
And basically they have to do a couple of challenges and then they find the checkpoint and then whoever gets there first. So but one, they're trekking through forest nude with a stranger. That could become an Olympic couple of days sport.
It could. It could actually.
And I just feel like...
What's the word? There's a word for it when you have to find certain things. Orienteering?
Oh, yeah.
So you could do that and nude it up.
I think orienteering, nude orienteering.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either. And it has so many different elements to it because...
nude's fascinating.
It's just even... Yeah, anyway. It's just very entertaining, but it's also entertaining to them dealing with the elements because obviously normally when you go on a trek or what have you, you're dressed for those elements, whereas they're having to deal with like different types of bushes in different types of places.
Let it be known that you said that time, not me. No, I like it. I'd totally be interested in watching that.
Well, you can watch it as a TV show at the moment, but I would love to see it as an Olympic sport.
What about high-level hopscotching?
Oh,
Like
I love a hopscotch.
Yeah, and so it's quite simple, but there's got to be a way to sort of elevate that somehow. Like
skipping.
Well, skipping would skip. Have you seen professional skippers?
Oh no, I'm not thinking skipping ropes. I'm thinking just skipping.
Oh my god, like a 200-meter skip. I would I would love that. What if there was also like a 200-meter wheel-barrow race? You know, with like someone getting...
Egg and spoon.
Yeah, I mean any of those games. Egg and spoon race would be amazing.
Three-legged
race. I'd totally watch that. The sack jumping race.
Yeah.
Like if they were actually doing them around the oval, I would watch any of them.
At an Olympic level.
Amazing. Also, just continuing on that theme, what's the oh god, my god, goodness, I got myself so distracted now. The egg toss. So have you ever played the egg toss before? I
don't think so.
Raw egg. And you
No.
It's so fun. Two people on either side. You have to throw the egg back and forth and then you take a step back and go further and further back. So good. And then obviously you don't catch it correct, the egg. The trick is to sort of catch.
I think we need to have a parallel universe Olympic Games between us.
Oh my gosh. It would be amazing. These are all little kid party ones, right? That's what I want to do for my 40th next year again.
Okay, well.
Little kid games. But
maybe
anyway,
we should do a test run. Okay.
Okay, so...
Oh.
Do we have to lock one in?
I feel like we should. If you're going to pick one. I also had one more. Synchronized sleeping.
Oh, how does that work?
This is the thing. That would be actually really tricky because you need to fall asleep at the same time.
Yeah.
And wake up at the same time.
That would take a lot of training to be able to do. I'd
Sync
watch
your
that.
bodies.
I'd watch that.
You would watch somebody sleep?
Yeah.
I guess
like Truman style, like on in the background.
Maybe it's like different levels of synchronized sleeping. So like, you know, how you have the 100-meter, you have the 200.
Yeah, so you've got your 10-minute synchronized sleepers, the ones who can wake up closest
I
to 10
can tell
minutes.
you I'm not watching a 4-hour sleep off.
No, but like you're like, okay, you need to be the closest to 10 minutes.
Yes.
You know, I don't know.
You're in pairs and you wake up both closest.
How do you sleep that fast though? There is a hard element to that. That's tricky.
Yeah. So you'd have to be connected all to wires to know that you're in sleep because you could just close your eyes and fake it, right?
I know, right? But then, or like if we were like parallel universing it, maybe then in this parallel universe they have one of those powers to go sleep, like sleep, like a technology or like I don't know, hypnotist could do.
I feel like that's gone too far. I think it's just you're so connected to your sleeping synchronized partner that then you manage to train your bodies to kind of when you fall asleep you know roughly how long it takes you to actually be in sleep and then you roughly know when your power nap's over and you wake at roughly the same time. So it's probably maybe it's closest to the mark of when you're supposed to wake up, but also then the distance between you both coming out of that sleep.
Oh, I like that.
So it could be some give and take.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. I like it. It's not what I'm going to lock in,
no,
but
it's
I
not.
like
it.
No,
it's not as fun.
All right, I know what my verdict is. Well, here's the thing. Can I have two? Because I'm going to slightly differ them.
Yeah, sure.
If I'm having an individual sport that is being put into a current Olympic style thing, I'm going professional marbles. I want to see it.
Yeah, that's fun.
I really want to see it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to change the whole look of the Olympics, then I'm going Party Games Olympics,
Yeah.
where you have the sack races and the egg and spoon races and
I
the
feel like
three-legged
that's
races.
somewhat cheating because you're picking all of them.
In which case, marbles.
Okay. Marbles. I do love me a bit of nudity, but I'm not going to go for that because I can just watch that on TV. And I feel like I've talked way too much about it this episode. I am going to go with, I really want the horse jumping, but again, I feel like that's already a thing. I'm going to go with skipping.
Okay. Like, they have to do certain laps, like a 100 meters skip, a
Yes.
200 meters.
And maybe with a certain gallop.
No, but it would have to be more like power walking, where you only, there would have to be limits to how you can skip.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you might just be able to run. I actually think the funnest one would be not the endurance. I actually think the best one would be like
the speed.
Like the speed. Like
Speed
a 100
skipping.
meter speed skipping. Skip it.
That would be really hard to keep that momentum up because, again, I don't know if you've seen recently people being told, like, skip for me and remembering how to skip.
It's so good.
It's really hard.
Well, some people struggle with it,
yes.
yes. But yeah, speed skipping would be pretty good.
But when you say, like, if you said to me now, okay, skip, there would be a bit of panic in me.
No.
I feel like there would be.
Maybe just because I'm a teacher and also a weirdo.
You skip everywhere.
Skip all the time.
And on that note, we're skipping out of the studio.
That was a good one.
So you can find us on all of our socials. We're at Hypotheticals or The Hypotheticals, depending on which one you're looking at. And tune in. We'll be back again next week. And if you have any weird sports or situations you've found yourself in and you really want to share with us, we love to hear that stuff.